And welcome to Double Talk. My name is Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel.
And today we're going to do a multitude of things.
We already have a multitude of things.
We could feed a multitude of people with this.
That's true. And after we have a special guest towards the end of the show, so stick around for that. As you know, we've been doing Scotch tastings and Irish whiskey tastings. I found some cheeses at Toucan this week that I thought were kind of interesting, and we decided to do a cheese taste.
Now, what is it, Michael, that makes cheese interesting?
Obviously, flavors that you're not expecting. Also, something that's a little bit out of the ordinary. Most people are used to the normal things, sort of like cheddar and Swiss. Unfortunately, American cheese. And
yeah, why does America make the worst cheese? It's called American cheese. It's the worst cheese out there.
Because we're a country that's a melting pot, and what you've done with American cheese is sort of got all the flavors in one, and that sort of befuddles any sense of distinctive taste. What we have here is some cheeses. I am glad to have discovered these cheeses because I've been looking online at a company called Artisanal Cheeses, where you can buy really weird, bonkers cheeses. And the trouble with that is you're paying like $10 for $10 just to ship them here. Toucan now has a whole slew of these artisanal cheeses exactly as you would get without having to pay for the shipping charges, which saves you a lot of money.
Now, there's three kinds of cheeses here, I know.
Three cheeses.
Mild, medium, and...
French.
So you want to start off with the mild first.
Cheese, yeah, stinky cheeses. At the end. This first cheese is Terra Luna. It's from Utah, and luckily I have the thing here. It's from raw Jersey cow milk. So we're also drinking, let's see, that's going to be this one. Where are we shooting? Terra Luna.
From Utah.
From Utah. The next one we're going to do is the one called Geitenstock.
Geitenstock, yeah.
Dutch cheese made out of goat's milk, so it actually means goat in city. And where are we aiming here? And this is a Mousseron Jurassien, which is from the Jura Mountains in France. This is the most flavorful. These cheeses now are at Toucan. We're not advertising, but they're like $7, which is a great deal since they usually cost like 13.
All right.
And go ahead.
Which one are you going with first?
Let's go with the Terra Luna, because once you get, go this way.
Well,
you're doing it the easy way.
There we go.
We are drinking wine with this because, wine and cheese is a standard. Let's see.
Now, how do you know if it's any good?
What you're looking for in a cheese is a nuanced flavor that goes above your regular flavor. This is sort of a cheddar-y cheese. It's got the cheddar
nice
texture.
Cheese. It's very cheesy.
Yeah.
It's got a nice texture.
Cheesy.
Enjoy
but
that.
It also has different flavors underneath it that you can taste, sort of the actual milk and the stuff that the cows ate. Hopefully not toxic waste, right?
That's why we hope it's European cows.
Well, I don't, at least they're not peeing on the stuff they're eating. This is it
tastes good on a cracker, too.
Interesting taste. Yes, crackers are good. Tastes good with wine. We're drinking a Chikoe Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough, New Zealand, which is a good cheese drinking wine when you're having cheese.
All right, that's good.
You want to try it with a cracker?
No, I will later. It's hard to talk when you have a cracker in your mouth.
And these cheeses all have been out at least an hour. It takes an hour for
room
the flavors
temperature
to get there.
Yes.
We learned from the Scotch tasting that the single malts need some time to breathe.
So
cheeses need a time to breathe too.
Wines do too.
Mm-hmm. And as you taste the flavors, it sort of lingers with you. And
you would hope so. Unfortunately, so does Velveeta.
Velveeta just lingers on your intestines.
Oh.
Now you're doing the goat cheese. We started from the mildest, went to the craziest.
Now, are these goats from Holland, these goats?
It says it's, yeah.
Okay.
It's a Dutch cheese, although it's aged in the city. This is the cheese is sent to New York, and it's aged there. A little different, huh?
It's sharper.
It's sharper. It's got more aromatic flavor.
It's sharper, yet it's mild. In its own way.
A lot of people are afraid of goat cheese for
Quite
some
good.
reason.
I like that a lot.
This has more of a
It's more assertive,
bouquet.
but it's not bad at all.
It's not like the Chev you buy in the little tubes.
No, that's soft.
This is a hard cheese. This is considered a goat milk Gouda.
Oh, is that
So
right?
goat always has that more acrid taste, but that acrid taste is not a bad thing. It's
Well, now,
actually
most
flavorful.
feta cheese is goat, correct?
Right, and that's semi-soft.
That's Greek.
Greek.
Yeah,
And
that's
this
semi-soft.
is
It's
eatable.
not soft.
Well, well, this is a Gouda type cheese.
Now,
You know, you can breathe in the flavor, and you get a sense of earthiness and some sort of floral hint. You know, it smells like a goat. Not quite like a goat.
now, did the cheeses come in these amounts, or are these just pieces you chopped off a larger one?
Well, they come in half-pound things. They come in these great boxes. This is for the first one, and the boxes have little explanations. They come in a nice plastic container. You have, if you're going to be doing a cheese tasting, you have these little flags that you can stick in the cheeses so that people know what the heck they're eating.
So
And
you-
also so you remember which one's which.
So you're the one that cut the cheese.
I think there's one of these kids in the audience who cut the cheese.
All right, now we're going to go for the sharper one.
This is a French. This is made with raw milk.
Okay.
And you're a guy who's afraid of all sorts of germs and infections. So do you want us to pasteurize this for you?
It's too late. I'll do it myself.
You're going to kill. You'll do it in your stomach.
I don't get sick.
You get even. What?
Well, that's salty.
This one is really the,
I like
the
that
most
one too.
flavorful cheese.
It's much saltier.
In fact, I would go get more of this cheese. This is the, pardon my French.
What?
No, really, because I
Say it.
can't speak French correctly. Mousseron Jurassienne. So it's, and also this is going to be good until June 11th. Or it says sell by. You know, one of the good things about cheese,
Cheese they age,
it,
you can get
it
better.
doesn't matter.
As long as it doesn't get moldy.
Pick these up before June 11th, but you can eat them probably for at least a month afterwards. And it's just going to be a better taste.
yeah.
So what do you think about this flavor?
I like it. I like all three of these. I would buy all three of these.
Well, let's go down to Toucans right now. And
Now I notice here, this one looks more dried out toward the rind.
no, it has an inedible rind. This one, the goat cheese has an edible rind.
How can you tell? By looking.
Because it's
just like
really
meat.
hard and thick.
But you know one thing you can
You
do,
start chewing it and realize that it's not chewing. And
if you have a rind left over from cheese, you don't have to throw it out. Save it. When you make soup, throw that into the soup. It will flavor the soup, and when the soup's done, just remove the rind. And there will be an indistinguishable flavor that everybody will notice, but I wonder what it is.
Why is this soup rotten? Is that
No, the rind
Have
really...
you done this?
The rind, yes, I have done it. Unfortunately, I once forgot to take the rind out, and my sister ate it.
Yeah, but that was your sister, so the joke was on her.
That's right.
And you liked it. Well,
I like it so much, I'm going to have to wash it down with some more of this. This is...
anyway, the French one has so much flavor. It's I don't know if you've ever had a Saint-Aubin cheese, which is a really, really stinky cheese. In fact, it's so stinky you probably should eat it outside. This one is a controlled, people talk about stinky cheeses, but stinkiness is also flavor.
What causes the stinkiness? It's the
The process of
the
fermentation.
enzymes, right?
The enzymes. We won't call them bacteria, but there are enzymes and bacteria, and there's a lot of things gone into making cheese. Cheese, especially hard cheese, is just a good source of calcium, and the fact that it's sort of working in itself helps your stomach digest it, as opposed to
Right, and
like cream cheese.
if you're worried that you're not constipated enough, eat enough of this cheese, and it'll take care of the problem for you.
Drink wine.
Now this is a decent wine, Michael. How much a bottle are you talking about here?
I'm not sure. We get wine from all over the place. Sometimes we buy from You might be able to get this at Toucan. We get wine very often online.
Now, I remember the day when if a wine had a screw top, that meant it was a cheap variety. That's not the case anymore, is it?
Not anymore. A lot of companies are going towards the screw top. The screw top is effective, or even more effective, because it doesn't cork. One of the things about corking in wine was the cork would leak the wine and sort of go bad inside. So these are good. They never cork. Some of the better kinds of wine. We just had an Erath. We had an Erath from Oregon, the Pinot Gris. Erath is a really good wine place too, and they've gone to screw tops. And a lot of your Sauvignon Blancs from New Zealand are doing screw tops.
Well,
saves time.
The cork, real corks are getting on short supply, so they invented the artificial cork, which I much prefer.
Gosh. Yeah,
prefer
because they don't cork, because they don't have the anomalies that
right.
a real
Cork doesn't. They don't crumble like a real cork can do, and I think they actually plug better. But a screw top, I think, is even more convenient.
A screw top is excellent, and you notice. I think those of you noticed we poured the wine up to here. These glasses. We're going to talk about the wine festival in Las Cruces this weekend. These are from the wine festival. This is from the 2011, and that's from some unknown wine tasting.
You can't have this.
But it also has a line.
Oh, this is the tasting
to have
line.
the taste, and a line for a full glass. If you're buying a bottle of wine, you're going to want to only fill your glass up to the furthest end of the hips, giving your surface area to the wine the greatest, surface area, just so it can breathe.
Now, speaking of wine lore, you know this bottle has an indentation in the bottom. You know what that's called, don't you?
The thing to put on your head?
No, it's called the kick.
And?
It's called the kick.
It's called the kick?
The kick, that's right.
What'd you do, read something before the show? Is that it?
Michael, it's something I've known for years. You know who taught me that? Johnny Carson told me that.
Johnny Carson?
Yes.
When you guys were hanging out together?
Yeah, that's right.
In L.A.?
Yeah, so
Los
anyway.
Angeles. Okay,
now,
so
we do have to move along because we've got a lot of things to talk about and not much time to do it.
We do like cheese, though.
Now, in yesterday's, it was Thursday's paper, there was a story about a man who was attacked by pit bulls.
In Las Cruces?
Well, just north of the city limits, about 100 yards, which put it 1 block from my house.
They were your pit bulls?
He was attacked by 2 pit bulls. He and his dog were attacked by 2 pit bulls. Now, he was able to stab them both, and
because he had a penknife.
Then he went and retrieved, I don't know where he got it. I guess he ran home, got a gun, and came back to shoot him, but I guess they'd already left the scene. That's another pit bull attack, yet again.
2 pit bulls attacked the guy. I think there's a little kid there, too.
Yeah, and usually,
they're flavorful.
You can't really blame the dogs. You have to blame the owners.
You don't have the dogs around if it's not the owner. Well, the owner has to have a dog. Otherwise, the pit bulls would be out terrorizing the wild boars that are coming into.
It was only a week ago that a pit bull attacked and killed a young girl in her home. The family dog killed the 16-month-old girl.
Yes. So I'm taking this that you don't want to see bloody pit bull mouths anymore from attacking people. So therefore, pit bulls should be what, outlawed? Well, is that what you think?
The more these things happen, the closer we're going to get to having them outlawed, or at least having severe penalties come down to people whose pit bulls causes damage to anybody.
I think if you know that you have a pit bull, which is pretty obvious, you have certain restrictions.
Now, speaking of pit bulls,
yes, pit bull.
Sunderland Park has a new pit bull that's been assigned to them, and they have a new financial officer down there who's going to rein them in.
Which they needed. They've been running at a deficit for 10 years. Deficit. And we know that they haven't been spending the deficit, the money legally. No. People have been,
who knows?
I don't want to, allegedly doing things that are known as skimming.
Yes. So if you want to do any skimming, go down to the wine festival that we have here this weekend, Memorial Day weekend.
This wine won't be there.
Taste the wines, local New Mexico wines will be there.
You know, we started going to wine festival probably about 20 years ago. And the wine industry in New Mexico was still in its early stages, and people were experimenting. The wines weren't so great. Now they've reached such a level of expertise. Yeah. It's kind of proud to be in New Mexico. The Hervé Lescombe guy,
yes,
he's been doing great stuff with the Blue Teal and the
St. Clair
D.H. Lescombe.
Wines of New Mexico. Also, another thing you can do is take a champagne ride in a hot air balloon. We have the KLAQ Balloon Festival this weekend.
You're going to be up in in a balloon drinking champagne?
Yeah, sure. Now they're lifting off from Santa Teresa while the Wet and Wild Fiesta is going on there at the water park, just on the Texas border there.
Yeah.
And another event going up just to the north of us going on is up at Elephant Butte Lake. Elephant Butte State Park.
Everybody's going to be out there.
Oh, yeah, it's a big boat parade going on.
And it's all because?
Water sports, fishing.
Because school's out.
And school is out.
You got to do something with your kids.
That's right. And so school's out, so you don't have to worry about
we can do it with our kids.
School zones anymore. Yippee.
Well, we're out also. We're out of here.
We're about out of time. Coming back, we have a special guest that's going to be joining me here in the studio.
Consuelo Flores.
Consuelo Flores is going to be joining me. We're going to find out why she's joining me and what that's all about. So thanks for joining us right here on Double Talk. We'll be back
next week.
Same time, same station, next week.
Welcome to La Buena Vida Women's Club, located away from the crowds but close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, the world's dance fitness leader for nearly 40 years. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage, or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors. Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there. Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
Toucan Interiors, make yourself a beautiful home.
The most beautiful homes in Las Cruces have one thing in common. It's Toucan Interiors, the local experts in granite countertops and fine kitchen cabinetry. When it comes to home improvement, think Toucan Interiors.
Toucan Interiors, make yourself a beautiful home.
And we're back. This is Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen. And joining me right now here in the studio is Consuelo Flores.
Hello.
Consuelo, thanks for being with us here on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I just have one question. Why are you here?
Well, I'm here for a few reasons. I am doing currently a show with Joe Nathan Haywood. It's called Serving It Up with Las Cruces.
On this channel?
On this channel, yes, sir. And I'm also promoting my new show, which is called Viva Las Cruces. And basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to promote businesses. We're trying to get people to advertise with us. And what we're doing is we're offering great specials while they're advertising. So like let's say with Primetime Fitness, my viewers are going to get 50% off with a special code that it's only going to be on my show. And we're just trying to make everybody aware of what's going on with events, promotional things, issues, things like that.
Oh, kind of like my show.
Kind of like your show, but without the cheese.
But without the cheese and the cheesy banter.
Well,
but okay. Now, how long have you been in Las Cruces? Are you a native?
I have been here for 10 years, so I can consider myself a native, correct?
Oh, did you go to school here?
I went to New Mexico State. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Actually, I'm originally from Toucan Market, New Mexico, so we have to put that in there because otherwise I'll be in big trouble.
I see. Now, were you involved in television production or that sort of thing in college or after that?
Yes, I have been involved in that. Actually, I have my a business that I'm working on right now. It's called CMF Photography, and what I'm doing right now, it's just in the the very basic steps right now, but. That's what I love to do, my passion. I love to be around people. I love to make people laugh, love to make people smile, and I love to capture those moments.
Okay. Now, before you got involved with Joe Nathan's TV show, what were you doing?
Good question. I was going to school for respiratory therapy. And as we all know, when you think of respiratory, what do you think of?
Breathing.
Breathing. We all need to breathe.
There's been very hazy and dusty these days lately. A lot of people have been having trouble breathing, have asthma, that sort of thing.
It's a very, very important thing, and I think a lot of times people need to promote our, or actually appreciate our respiratory therapists. It's just the things that they do. It's amazing.
Now, when you go to, say somebody goes to the hospital, they have an operation and they go under general anesthesia. When you come out of that, they give you inhalation therapy, which is meant to rid your lungs and your body of the toxic anesthesia. Is that something that respiratory therapists do, or is that different from inhalation therapy?
That can be considered what respiratory therapists do, because it is basically everything is about breathing. You can be brain dead, but you need to breathe. So the respiratory therapists can, they have so much involved in any little type of surgery. There's a respiratory therapist there holding your hand right next to the physician. When
that's good.
When people code, several respiratory therapists were there compressing. So it's a very intense position.
Well, in our previous segment, Michael and I were talking about how it's important for the cheese to breathe and the wine to breathe. It's equally as important for us to breathe, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you know that if you cover the entire body,
Yes.
All of your pores, that's a form of suffocation?
Suffocation.
Because you're breathing even every pore.
We learned that from the James Bond movie, Goldfinger,
Correct.
wasn't it? When she was
Right.
covered in gold, she died because there was no place on her body that the skin could breathe.
Yeah, people don't know these little things, but very important.
Absolutely. Now, your show, when do you think it'll start production and start airing here on Channel 98?
Well, my first show that we had done with Joe Nathan, basically that is going to show and going to air Friday evenings, or actually this Friday at 6:30. My show, I haven't actually figured that one out yet.
Okay.
I need to work with Chris, but we're going to be doing production on Tuesday. We're going to be filming, and we're doing editing. It's really cool because we have the green screen and stuff like that. And PRC Productions, they are helping me out. They're great if you need to do any type of production, movies. I'm not just promoting them, but...
Well, if they're helping you out, you might as well.
yeah,
Now, who
yeah.
is PRC Productions?
Well,
I've heard that name.
Troy, it's great because they're Troy Sr. and Troy Jr.
Yep, I know
and,
them. Troy's got his own green screen.
Yes.
In
and
his
that-
garage,
That's
yeah.
the one that we used with Joe Nathan on
Sure.
Serving It Up.
I see, okay.
And so what I want to do is I want to, well, I can't spill the beans right now, so I'll just wait.
Okay.
Just wait.
And so your show is called Viva Las Cruces, correct?
Correct, and it's basically about what's going on in Las Cruces, basically the same thing that you're doing, and but I'm interviewing a lot of people. I'm going to try and get the mayor, Susan Martinez, Austin Trout. I have venues that are interested, commercials that are going to offer, like I said, offer the public some great deals, promotional deals.
The show that Michael and I do here, Double Talk, we do our show almost entirely in the studio. Once in a while we go out with a taped piece. Is your show going to be more out in the field than our show is?
It's going to have a little bit of both. We're going to do voiceovers, and we're also going to do the green screen, and I am going to also take a mic, and so you might see me here in town with my mic. Don't be afraid, Las Cruces. I'm going to go up to you and ask you some questions, and just let me know. You'll be able to be on my show, and it'll be super fun. I'm totally excited about it, and I just can't wait to get the ball rolling.
Now I noticed you when you came to the studio today, you had an entourage.
Yes.
Yes. Who is that entourage, and what are they all about? I hear them back there.
They are called Double Trouble, and those are my twins. I am a mother of 3. I have twins that are 9.
Twins, so you've got one of each.
No.
I see.
No, I thought I'd be blessed with that, but I'm blessed with my 3 girls, and they're a lot of fun. They're very artistic. They go to a wonderful school, and they're basically my life, and this is why I do everything that I do.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And school's out now, so you've got to do something with them.
Yeah, school's out now, and that's why they're my shadows. But there's a lot of great programs, so that's what we're involving the city in and trying to get people to promote is the programs for the kids. That's what we're all about, and that's what we're trying to do with the Serving It Up and also with Viva Las Cruces.
Now, Joe Nathan's show, Serving It Up, that's a religious-based Christian show, is it not? Is it not, from what I've seen?
I really cannot comment on that, but what in the beginning, yes, it was. He is also going towards the entertainment field, but I think we might go ahead and stick to that scene. He is a pastor here, and
Right.
and so that's what we're trying to do. So, yes.
And how will your show differ from his?
It's going to be a little bit more risque. No, I'm just kidding. It's not going to be
It
more
would have to
risque.
be. Anything would
but,
be.
you know, it's going to be more entertainment. It's going to also involve, let's say, different schools, bands, things like that. So it's going to be more of a promotional episodes versus, like, you never know. I may be going to the clubs and interviewing people there and maybe following some people. And there's some interesting people out here and putting it out. We're also going to have a dating show, and that is going to be just absolutely great. So I'm going to be having a casting call, and
Casting call, you mean people can get dates on the show?
well,
People can come on the show and say, hey, who wants to date me?
no.
I might be available.
Nothing like that. Do you want to? No, nothing like that. It'll be kind of like a speed dating, like an icebreaker. So it'll be a group of people, and then we'll go in there and we'll see how that works out. There's so much involved in it. I can't spill the beans because I want the viewers and also our participants to be really super excited about it, and I think that'll happen definitely.
Now, you say your show is going to tape on Tuesdays. When will it be airing? Do you know?
It'll be airing, I believe, on Friday at 6:30.
Friday evening, 6:30.
Yes.
And can you give us a hint of what might be on the first couple of shows?
The first show is actually with Serving It Up. Joe Nathan and Troy Jr., Troy Sr. are on that show. We also have the What's Up Las Cruces, and they are very, very big here. They're wonderful. They have so much venues and entertainment. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just bring them on the show, and that's our very first show.
Okay.
The next show, what we're going to do is we're going to have Spirit Winds. We're also going to have Oñate High School. They're having different programs for our kids. So
summer programs.
Yeah, summer programs.
That's
so
good.
basically, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to start off slow, and then from there, we're going to work our way up, and then bring more excitement. And I may have to get a late night spot because it might be a little bit more adult oriented.
Very good, very good. And with that, we're going to have to close another fabulous episode of Double Talk. Thanks for joining us. And thank you, Consuelo.
Thank you so much for having me. And please stay tuned to Mark and also to Consuelo Flores with Viva Las Cruces.
And that's it for Double Talk today. We'll see you right here next week on Double Talk.